What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Welcome back to the channel, subscribers. All right, this video is going to be about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, one of the most tired conversations of all in all of boxing. But I've got to cover it because if you know me on this channel, I don't miss too many opportunities to rub your face in it. So I've been waiting to do this for a couple days. Deontay Wilder is the most famous active boxer in the world. Significantly more famous than Tyson Fury. Significantly higher on the rankings of famous athletes than Anthony Joshua. And also I'm going to talk about the fact that Deontay Wilder went back to Showtime and some of the obvious reasons why that's a smart move for Deontay Wilder, considering he's the most famous and the most upwardly mobile of all the fighters that are in this conversation. Before I do that though, I want to welcome you back to the channel. Subscribers, please, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so that you can be notified and clicking all notifications so you can be notified of when we release more videos and when we do our live streams in the morning. The start time for the live streams is between 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time and 10:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Also, check out the Patreon. We got a lot of good stuff going over there. And share the video if you wouldn't mind. That would be absolutely awesome. Now, Deontay Wilder. I should have in this video a picture put up from ESPN. Now, ESPN, we know, is probably the biggest sports network in the world. And every year they rank the most famous people in the sports world. They use their own criteria to come up with it. How many people are looking up, trying to find out how much they are, how much money they make, all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. Endorsements, all that. And Deontay Wilder, as you can see, is 29 spots ahead of Anthony Joshua and 5 spots ahead of Tyson Fury. He is the highest ranked boxer on the entire list. How things have changed, Do you remember when Eddie Hearn used to walk around and ask random people? Tyson Fury did the same thing, running around asking random people if they knew Deontay Wilder. Didn't ask them if they knew anything about boxing or not. Didn't ask them if they thought that if they were a sports fan. Didn't give them any context. They just asked, do you know who Deontay Wilder is? They said no. And that was a way that was a technique, a cheesy technique that they used to try to prove that nobody knew Deontay Wilder. But now, ESPN, who's in the business of marketing sporting events, sets the record straight. People know Deontay Wilder now. It's amazing. Now, I'm not shocked by this because I've known who Deontay Wilder was for years. But this is not just in the United States. This is in the world. This is who is the most famous globally. Popping a hole in that argument that Anthony Joshua is the international superstar. Popping a hole in that bubble. Now, I'm sure that people will come to me and tell me how unscientific this is and how they need to have a different criteria for judging it and all of that. That may or may not be true. You know, fame is a subjective thing. Personally, I don't think that your endorsement deals tell you how famous you are. It just means that somebody is paying you for something. Now, you would assume that they're paying you to wear their product because they're more famous, because you're famous, but that is actually not the entire decision. Brands associate people with the name, their name, they associate athletes with their brand when there's a characteristic of that athlete that they see where they are like, our product represents sophistication and bourgeois stuck-upness like Boss. So we will give Anthony Joshua, who we believe is well known, we'll give him an endorsement deal. That's why Anthony Joshua is so careful to carefully manufacture an image of himself. And why a guy who is massively well known in Floyd Mayweather Jr. did not get a bunch of endorsement deals. Because although he's very famous, significantly more famous than Anthony Joshua, he is not on this list because he's not an active boxer. Significantly more famous worldwide than Anthony Joshua, it's because people don't want their brand associated with somebody that slaps up their baby's mama. Okay? So there's a whole lot of subjectivity that can be in this, in endorsements, all of that good old stuff. Regardless, this is a legitimate comparison and list by a legitimate and well-established source for the sport of boxing. It is significantly more scientific and significantly more well thought out than walking outside of your hotel room, bugging a pregnant woman who's pushing a baby cart and asking her if she, with your accent, standing 6'9" over the top of her head, or 6'7" in the case of Eddie Hearn, if they know somebody whose name you are half pronouncing correctly. Anyway, I just thought I would point this out. Now, what does this have to do with the fight? What does this have to do with the fight? It has everything to do with the fight. Anthony Joshua is not as popular as Deontay Wilder. His popularity is not growing as quickly. If it is growing, it's certainly not growing as quickly as Deontay Wilder's. But yet, we are supposed to stick by this same old story that Deontay Wilder has to, because of the law of nature dictates that Anthony Joshua is and forever will be the more popular fighter. I don't get that for anything. That he has to come to Dazn to sign a 3-fight deal to get a fight with Anthony Joshua, when Anthony Joshua doesn't even have a multi-fight deal with Dazn himself. But Deontay Wilder is supposed to leave. He's supposed to pack up his bags, leave the people that got him where he is in his career, and go over to Dazn because they say that they're going to offer him more money. Do we give Deontay Wilder any benefit for knowing that 2 is bigger than 1 and 6 is bigger than 5? Perhaps, since he's not letting it be known what Showtime offered him, Showtime offered him a lot of money. That's the usual conclusion that you would make if somebody turns down a lot of money, is that they feel like they got a better deal somewhere else, either in the length of the deal, the total value of the deal, whatever, stocks associated with it, who knows? But I know this, it doesn't make sense to me how people will insist that the most popular fighter, the most popular heavyweight in the world, the most popular active boxer, the most famous active boxer in all of boxing, because popularity is questionable, but famous, the most famous boxer in the world has to leave where he is and go chase down Anthony Joshua, even though these fights are happening in his own home country. This is when the fight's going to get done. This is my opinion, and this is this is when you're going to know that they're trying to make the fight for real. When Eddie Hearn sits down with Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel, and they offer 50-50 on the fight, and not only do they talk 50-50, let's split it down the middle, they also say, where do you want to have the fight? What network, where do you want to have it? What venue are you going to be in? What venue should we be in? I want to do it in New York. I want to do it in Vegas. Okay, how about we go and try to bid it out? And we'll see who has the most money. Who's going to pay us the most money? Oh, that sounds like a deal to me. Then we say, okay, well, now that we know how we're going to go about finding the venue, what date do you want to fight on? We want to fight in November. We, on the other hand, want to fight in January. Okay, let's chop it up about that, and we'll come to a conclusion about what date that we're going to have it on. There you go. When those type of conversations are happening, that's when you know the fight has a good chance of being made. Up until now, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn have been trying to dictate everything about the fight to Deontay Wilder, and I don't even believe that they're serious about making it. But it doesn't matter. Deontay Wilder's on an upward swing. Anything can happen, of course, but considering how a year ago people were making videos, not even that long ago for some morons, were making videos about how nobody knows Deontay Wilder in the United States. How are you going to explain the fact that more people know Deontay Wilder around the world than know Anthony Joshua? And then use that information to try to stamp Anthony Joshua as the eternal A-side. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.